ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम. Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter 12th verse. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adi Devam Majam Vibhum Ahustvam Rishayah Sarve Devarshi Naradas Tatha Asito Devalo Vyasah Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Now Arjuna is praising Sri Krishna. Arjuna is singing the praises of Sri Krishna. He is doing stuti. He is eulogizing Sri Krishna. He is doing what in Sanskrit is called stuti, a hymn of eulogy, a hymn of praise. Sri Krishna is being praised by Arjuna. What is he saying? Bhavan, you. Bhavan means with regard, with respect, when you say, like sir. Bhavan, you. Param, supreme, Brahma, Brahman. Param, supreme, Dhama, abode. Paramam, supreme, Pavitram, purifier. Sarve Rishayah, all rishis. Deva Rishihi. Deva Rishihi, the Rishi of the gods, that is Narada, or divine Rishi Narada, Tatha, and Asitaha, Asita, name of a person, Devala, again name of a person, Devala, Vyasaha, name of a person, Vyasa, Tvam, you, Shashwatam, the eternal, Purusham, Purusha, Purusha is the ultimate principle, Purusha. Divyam, self-luminous. Adi Devam, the first Deva. Ajam, birthless. Vibhum, all-pervading. Ahuhu, declared. Swayam, yourself. Cha, and. Eva, also. Me, to me. Bravishi, say. So Arjuna said, the supreme Brahman, the supreme abode, Paramam Dhama, and the supreme purifier, Paramam Pavitram. You are the supreme Brahman. You are the supreme abode. Abode means Gantavya, destination, to whom everyone reaches. Yatova imani bhutani jayante. So from where all these living beings are born, and to where all the living beings go and reach at the time of dissolution. So you are the abode, you are the purifier, and all the rishis. Rishi, what is this? Sayana Charya in his commentary on the Rig Veda says, Rashayaha mantra drashtaraha. Rishis are the seers of mantra. Swami Vivekananda says this. All the rishis, all rishis, and Deva Rishi Narada, Deva Rishi, and Asita, Devala, Vyasa, everybody, all these people who are supposed to know, who know the ultimate reality, all of them have declared you. All of them, Ahu, they have declared, they have proclaimed that you are the eternal, Shashwata, Shashwatam Purusham. You are the eternal Purusha. You are the eternal principle. You are the eternal principle. And Adi Deva. You are the first Deva. You are Ajam. You are birthless. You don't have any birth. And you are all pervading. You are all pervading. Vibhum. All pervading. Birthless is our true reality. That we are beyond birth and death. But that we have to realize. In the Ramakrishna mission, there was this great Swami, Swami Madhavanandaji, who was also, he became the general secretary of the organization. Then Madhavanandaji, he once went to USA, and then there he was asked to speak at the centers of Ramakrishna Mission, Vedanta centers they are called. And then there somebody asked, at that time this was a big topic of discussion in social circles, whether there should be birth control measures should be taken or not. Roman Catholic Church does not advocate any kind of birth control. So Swami Madhavananda was asked, Swamiji, what do you have to say about birth control? Then Swamiji said, yes, of course there should be birth control. And these devotees, they all got excited. They said, oh, Swamiji is for birth control. Then Madhavananda Madhavanandaji said, yes, there should be absolutely no birth. So that will be birth control. There should be no more birth. So he was telling that you have to get moksha, you should get liberated. He was not talking about the birth control, which was the topic, but he was talking about how one should get moksha. So that is birthless. Our true nature is birthlessness. We are aja, we are not born. Atman is not born, Brahman is never born. But we have to understand that. And so, Sri Krishna is told, Arjuna is telling Sri Krishna, that you see, Swayam cha eva me bravishi. You are also telling me the same thing. The same thing which has been told by Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa, etc. You are also telling me the same thing. That means I got a confirmation that yes, you are the Paramam Brahma, you are the Paramam Dhama, you are the Paramam Pavitram. You are the Supreme Brahman, you are the Supreme Abode, and you are the Supreme Purifier. Then Arjuna says, Sarvametad Ritam Manye Yanmam Vadasi Keshava Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim Vidur Devana Danavaha. Now Arjuna, earlier when the Bhagavad Gita began, it began with Arjuna laying down his arms and refusing to fight the war. When does this happen? When you are confused. So if you go to a restaurant, it is like you go to a restaurant. Food is something everyone understands. So examples of food are very easy to relate with. So you go to a restaurant and you order some food, and the food comes on your plate and it is served and it is there on the plate in front of you. Now you say, I will not eat. Yeah. So that is what Arjuna does in Kurukshetra. He has been challenging people left and right. He challenged Karna. He is challenging everyone. And then he is himself saying that I will fight this war. And then he is going to the war and saying that I will not fight. Sometimes some work which one is doing continuously, sometimes it becomes monotonous. So suddenly somebody might feel, every day I am cooking, I will not cook today. And cooking is there. It's sometime once in a blue moon you make something. That is very easy. But to cook day in and day out, it's a very demanding job. It's a demanding job. It is not so easy. So it is quite possible suddenly one person may say, today I will not cook. Because of confusion. This happens because of confusion. Also, if somebody is ill, they cannot cook. So now, Krishna, when the Bhagavad Gita began, Arjuna's relationship with Krishna was, first, Arjuna is not willing to do, not willing to fight the war. And then he is scolded by Sri Krishna. When he is scolded by Sri Krishna, then again he does not want to listen. And finally he starts listening. So here is where he is saying that I believe, I will accept what you are saying. So he says Keshava, that means one who killed the Asura or demon called Keshi. Mam, to me, yat what vadasi, you say, etat, that, sarvam, all, ritam, truth, manye, I regard. So whatever you say to me, all that, etat, all this, I consider true. Whatever you tell me, I consider everything to be true. He means indeed. Bhagavan, te, your. Bhagavan means like sir. Vyaktim, manifestation. Na, not. Devaha, gods. Nor Danavaha, demons. Viduhu, they know. So, what Sri Krishna, now in the previous verse, Arjuna said, Narada says this, all the rishis say that, Asita says, Devala says, Vyasa says, and you are also telling this. Now one may think that Arjuna might not believe what is being told to him. Probably is not believing. So, to clarify that, Arjuna himself is saying, Sarvametad ritam manye yanmam vadasi Keshava. Whatever you say, I take it to be truth. So there is no confusion. So if you are saying that you are the Param Brahma, you are the Supreme Brahman, I believe it. If you are saying you are Paramam Dhama, then I believe that also. And if you are saying that you can purify everything, you are the Supreme Purifier, I believe that also. Because Rishis have told, Devarshi, Narada has told, Asito, Devala, Asita hai, Devala hai, Vyasa hai. And you are also telling, Sri Krishna, you are also telling, so I believe it. Sarvam etad ritam manye, yanmam vadasi Kesava, yat mam Kesava vadasi, whatever you have told me, mam yat vadasi, all that I believe to be true. And there are very few people, victim, very few people who know your true nature. So neither the Devaha nor gods nor Danavaha know your true nature. Nobody can know you. It is not possible to know you. Nobody can know you. And so nobody can see your true nature. The idea is that unless you yourself reveal yourself, because in the previous verse he says, Swayam cha eva me bravishi. You are also saying the same thing to me. You are saying that you are the Supreme Brahman, you are the Supreme Destination Abode, and you are the Supreme Purifier, and that you are everything. You are saying that. That is what is told by Rishis also. That is what is told by so many people. So you are saying that, and unless you tell me, how will I understand? Unless you tell me, I cannot. God cannot be realized by one's own effort. One's own effort one can realize, but unless God's grace is there, you cannot realize. So you have told me, that is why I am now confirmed. And so I know that yes, whatever you are saying is correct. Because this I have heard from other places also. But now you have told. Sri Ramakrishna was there. Swami Vivekananda went to so many people. Can God be seen? Everybody said something. One person said, yes, you have your beautiful eyes like of yogi. So then he was not convinced. Then he went to Sri Ramakrishna. He said, of course you can see God. I see God more clearly than I see you. More clearly. I see God more clear. I see God clearer than I see you. Okay. So why? Because the resolution is strong. The better resolution. Because there is no medium of senses in seeing God. That is why I can see God more clearly. So only when somebody tells like that, you get a reassurance. Oh, then Swami Vivekananda, yes, God can be seen. But Swami Vivekananda was not an ordinary person. He is one among the Saptarishis, 7 rishis. And Sri Ramakrishna brought him down to this earth. So here the idea is Bhagavan, Lord. Lord cannot be seen or understood unless Lord shows oneself. That is the idea. So, everything, all power, all dharma, all righteousness, all glory, everything rests, all freedom, all success, all renunciation, good qualities, bad qualities, everything is resting in God. And God is the origin and dissolution of everything. And God is knowledge, God is ignorance. That is why when Sri Ramakrishna offers everything to God, he says, take this, give me pure devotion. Take that, take this, give me pure devotion. Okay. So, that is what here it is told. Devaha do not understand, the gods don't understand you, and Danavaha also don't understand. Demons also don't understand you. Swayameva atmanatmanam vethatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. Purushottama, supreme, uttama purusha, supreme purusha. Purusha here not as a human being, not as a man, but purusha means ultimate principle. Bhuta bhavana, bhuta beings, bhavana, the origin, or the bhavana means the existence of beings. Here it means the origin of or the source of all living beings. Bhutesha, bhuta plus esha, bhutesha. Isha means bhuta plus isha. Isha means what? Isha means Lord, the Lord of bhuta. Bhuta means of living beings. Deva Deva, you are the God of gods. Jagat Patehe, you are the ruler of the world. Tvam, you. Swayam eva atmanam vetha. You yourself. Swayam eva. You yourself, indeed yourself. Atmana, by Atman. Atmanam vetha. So know yourself by yourself. What does it mean? Atma can mean mind, Atma can mean body, Atma can mean, the word Atma can mean body, Atma can mean mind, can mean prana, etc., prana, etc. In the Bhagavad Gita itself, many places you will see Atma word translated in different meanings. So Atmana means using your mind-body complex, body-mind complex. You realize your true nature, that is Atma. Vetha, no. No. So, indeed, you know yourself by yourself. Uddharet atmana atmanam. Natmanam avasadet. Atmaiva atmana bandhuhu. Atmaiva ripuhu atmanah. This is in the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So, one has to get up, one has to come up only by oneself. One cannot depend on somebody else. One cannot depend on somebody else. So that is what is told here. So that is why you can do that. You can do that. because you are the Lord of beings. Now the idea here is Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Narada, Rishis, they said, and you also said, so I could know about you. But how do you know about yourself? All the gods and demons, they don't know about you. But how do you know about yourself? You know about yourself because you know about yourself yourself. Who gives, it's like asking, who gives light to sun? Nobody gives light to sun. Sun itself gives light to sun. Swayam Prakasha hai. Atma Jyoti. Swayam Prakasha. One is self-effulgent. Nobody gives light to sun. Sun itself gives light to itself. Similarly, how can you know yourself? Atmanam Atmanam Vetha. Atmana Atmanam Vetha. You know yourself by yourself. Because you are Supreme Purusha. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the source of everything. So there is nobody who will know you. Or nobody who will tell about you. Because if somebody tells about you, then that person will be in a superior position than you. That cannot happen. So nobody will tell about you, but you are the Lord of all beings. This is the idea. Then Arjuna says, Vaktum arhasya sheshena divya hi atma vibhutayah Yabhir vibhuti bhir lokan imamstvam vyapya tishtasi. So yabhihi, by which, vibhuti bihi, the divine qualities, tvam, you, iman, all these lokan worlds, vyapya, have filled, tishtasi, exists, divyaha, divine, atma vibhutayah, your attributes, indeed aseshena, without any remainder, without any gap, vaktum, to speak of, arhasi, should. Vaktum arhasi. That means you have to indeed speak. Because you see, even the devas, the gods and the danavas, the demons, they don't know about you. Neither the gods nor the danavas, they know about you. Nobody knows about you. Only these rishis, they know. And because you have told about yourself, I know. Asita, Devala, Vyasa, they know. Not other people, they don't know about you. So Arjuna is telling Sri Krishna, God himself, Aseshena Vaktum Arhasi. You have to Atma Vibhutayah. Divyaha Atma Vibhutayah. Aseshena Vaktum Arhasi. You have to talk about your divine qualities. Aseshena. Without any prohibition. Without any restriction. Without any kind of inhibition. Without any kind of shame, or you should not think, you should talk about your divine qualities completely. And all these divine qualities are with what? Yabhi vibhuti bihi iman lokan vyapya tishtasi. These divine qualities are that which have all these worlds which we see, all these worlds, this Martya Loka, Brahma Loka, Indra Loka, they are filled with these divine qualities. They are filled with these divine qualities. And so, you have to talk about your divine qualities because only you can tell. Other people don't know. See, Sri Krishna, he is as a child, very few people know that he is God. Other people don't understand. Gopis they don't care. They have so much love for Sri Krishna, but they don't understand that he is God, or they don't care also. So about your divine attributes, your divine qualities, only you have to tell. Here I remember in Tulasidas Ramcharitmanas, there is a song. Tulasidas has written a song about Rama, how Rama is crawling. Young Rama, child Rama is crawling. So that song is a very wonderful song. What is that song? He's saying, Thumaki Chalata Ramachandra, Pajata Painjaniya. So Ramachandra is Thumaki, he is crawling and he is moving. And his anklets, they are making sound. Bhajata Painjaniya means anklet. So in that song he says, Raghuvar ki chavi samana. That is, what is equivalent to Rama's face? Raghuvar ki chaviya. Rama's face only is equivalent to Rama. Means it is incomparable. It cannot be compared with anything else. Only comparison is Rama's face. Like that, your divine attributes, only you have to tell because nobody else can tell. Nobody else can tell about your divine attributes because most people don't know that it is your divine attributes that. There is another deeper meaning in this. Deeper meaning is, unless God tells about spiritual nature, our spiritual nature, our true nature, we are thinking ourselves to be this body-mind complex. We see, suppose people go to some nature. Are they seeing God? Here nearby, near Kozhikode, there is Wayanad. People go there and drink and party and all that. They are not seeing God. They are seeing good greenery is there, something is there. They are not seeing God. So why are they not seeing? Because they don't know. So unless you yourself tell, people cannot understand. Nobody else can take your position. So you have to tell. Also about spirituality. People should know. One has to be aggressively talking about spirituality. People should know our spiritual nature. Sister Nivedita has written a book, Aggressive Hinduism. So that is necessary. Nobody else will talk about spirituality. So only God or God-like people have to talk about spirituality. God-like people means many people will take the guise of spiritual people. Many people will take the cover of spirituality and dupe people, cheat people. That is not what is meant here. Here the idea is only God can tell about God's nature. Other people cannot say. Other people cannot say because they cannot see. And they cannot see because they are steeped in ignorance. So God, you tell about you. If you don't tell about you, how will I know? You are saying that Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. You are saying that you are present in the hearts of all beings. But we don't know that. We don't know that. So you please tell about, and that is how Sri Krishna, after hearing this, he will start telling how Lord is present in everything in the universe. So that unless you tell, we will not know. Unless you are going to tell that you are among rivers Jannavi, that is Ganga, I will not know. How will I know? I will not know. So Arjuna is telling, please tell, because nobody else can tell. So please tell. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।